Nadiki, I will defeat you.
I beg to differ, brother. Wait a second, what is that?
That is the excuse for my $30 price tag.
Welcome back to another recap review. Today we are looking over, to my knowledge, the only Toa plus Rahi set that LEGO ever released. Correct me if I'm wrong about that, but introducing Toa Lhikan and Kikanalo. Set number 8811, the approximate amount of parts in this set is 215, and the approximate price at time of release was $30. Now, I have been excited for this review, and I'm sure a lot of others have. Toa Lhikan is a definite fan favorite, and he's interesting. So let's get right into the best part of our review, the pros. Let's start off with Lhikan. Now Lhikan is definitely great on his own right, being of the Toa Metro design. He sports his own definite standing out color scheme, which is very solid, that's a pro, of dark red, black, and gold, which is a very nice Takanuva colored gold. Standard pros would be his articulation, being in the knees, and his standard elbows, as well as his hands, neck, and so on and so forth. Another pro would probably be his new custom pieces, specifically his great fire swords, and apologies for the damage if anyone noticed that. Cats are vicious things. And the new mask, which is actually a Kanohi How, and that is definitely noted. It definitely looks Howish, but almost like it's from a different region, which is exactly why. Another pro would be the function, and this time instead of the standard gray gears, he uses black gears, which fits better with his color scheme. Turn the gear here, and he looks like he's trying to paddle across a small lake. So, those are the obvious pros. Toa Fire, Toa Metro design, pretty excellent. That out of the way, go over there, Lhikan. Let's talk about the pros of the Kikanalo. And, fun fact, these two never show up together in the story. Ever. So, Kikanalo, obvious pros would be the articulation, with his now standard elbows, his shoulders, and his legs. Another pro would be the tail, which adds a lot more articulation. Articulation in the head as well, which is good. Another pro would be his color scheme, which is also very solid, being of black, silver, gray, and minute bits of gunmetal. So that's pretty good. Another pro would be the unique design, which is fantastic. He looks very much like an actual, okay, maybe not very much like an actual, rhino, but he gets the look across pretty decently. Another pro would be the parts. Now, I'm not sure of the history of these parts, but the part here that makes up the head is called the Chronicler Staff. That's its official designation, storyline-wise anyway. And I'm fairly confident that it did not debut in the set. This is the set it debuted in, but it was probably, I'd like to go out on a limb and say it was released in 2003 as a promotional item. However, I'm not sure. Do not quote me on that. Correct me if I am wrong. So overall, pretty good. A lot of good pros. Another pro would be the stability. It's a very stably standing set. And before anyone brings it up, yes, another pro would be the fact that the two can combine. Just sit Lhikan right there. He has a nice sitting spot right there, and he can ride on the Kikanalo, which is fantastic. And it doesn't really clash all too much. And this is also, it works with the other Toa Metro as well, which is great. Pros out of the way, very stable set, very concise. Let's get to the cons, which we will start off once again with the con. cons are as follows. Now, I got a lot of flack for this when I didn't mention it in the Toa Metro review, so I will mention it. The lack of mobility in these joints right here. Now, the shoulders stick out, which is kind of awkward looking, and they cannot move out to these sides, which is a definite con. Now, the con people would mention would be the gear function. It makes things difficult for posing, which is kind of unfortunate. Another con would probably be the color scheme breaking white thing right here. However, that is arguably could be considered a heart light. However, these have no excuse. Another con would probably be his fire swords, due to the awkward way of which the axle is placed. You can only do it a certain amount of ways. You can either do it like so, or get other parts attached. You could also arguably do it like this as well. This is a very effective way of attaching his sword. But that's a con. They're very big. They are very awkward. Another con would probably be his tiny feet. It makes stability with his huge swords very difficult at times. And, yeah, pretty much any other con I mentioned for the Toa Metro in the Toa Metro review. You should probably go check that out. You'll get a good feel for him as well as the other Metro. So, standard cons. Let's get to the majority of the cons in the Kikanalo. Now, he has a lot more offenses. Lhikan was spared of the standard, unfortunately, blue pin curse. Kikanalo, on the other hand, was not, having a nice spotted array of them on his legs, tail, and underarms. So, blue-ringed octopus in land form. Other cons would probably be his shoulders. The attachment of the Toa Metro shoulders makes it kind of awkward at times, especially if you have them posed like this and you want to bring them out. You have to be very careful with the posing. They also have the chance of bending because of positioning like this. So that is very unfortunate. Now the con would probably be the open pin here, the open pins here and here, and that's about it. Another con I would have to say would be the open ball joints. Here, his feet are very long, and while they are stable, they are quite awkward. So that's a definite con. Another con would probably, and this is definitely going out on a limb, the gunmetal. While it is consistent, and that is its 3 parts, it's unnecessary. They could have easily used silver, and it would have blended in much nicer. Another con would be his leg design. Very occasionally, the leg design here, this is used for stability purposes, can get in the way. It restricts movement vilely so that's a definite con. Another con would probably be the gappiness right in here. Very unfortunate, could be easily filled. It's a shame. The open ball joints here. And, well, that's about it, I'd have to say. The last con, just thought of it, would be the fact that there is no actual solid way of connecting Lhikan to the Kikanalo, so the connection is very loose when Lhikan is riding the Rahi, which is a shame. However, that about says it all. All in all, would it have been worth $30? Yeah, absolutely. Very solid set. You get the best of both worlds. A very solid Rahi, which has a very good standing and looks very formidable, and a fantastic looking Toa Metro with a unique color scheme at the time. And hey, you cannot go wrong with the Toa Metro. Very solid set, just right there. So that about says it all. I hope you've enjoyed this review, and if there's anything I may have forgotten to mention, please let me know at the time which is convenient for you. Join me next week when I finish up the 2004 reviews with a 2004 overview. Thank you all very much for watching. I hope to see you sometime next week with the final 2004 video. See you then.